Shalom. Shalom. As always, we want to start off, of course, giving all honor and glory, infinite praise and worship to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI, BAHASHAM, HAQADASH. Double honors to our apostles and our elders, our great millstone who rule well, teach well, and sound doctrine to this very day. Strong shalom to the hopeful elect and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children. That the Lord will have mercy on these last days. It's your brother HAQADASH coming back with a quick lesson through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. All right, the title of this lesson is Patient, a look into the word, going into the word patient and seeing how important this word is when it comes to us understanding the things that is going on around us, understanding the way the thoughts that we're having. This word goes into us understanding a lot what is happening in the outcome of it. When you go into this word patient, you see, because in order for someone to be patient for something, they have to know what they're fighting for. You see, they have to know what they're fighting for, because the only ones that can be patient, if I start a business or if I do anything in my life, if I'm not patient enough for it to get the results out of it that I need, that I know I need, I bring destruction into myself. You see, so the Lord has stored up a remnant in these last days that we're going to be able to have such patience, to be able to recognize and to understand the outcome of the things that they were currently going through, seeing what the world for what it is and seeing the people for what they are, right? Seeing the scriptures and getting the mysteries of what the scriptures is saying, all right, what it truly is saying. Those individuals, we're going to be able to go to these different things. Matter of fact, Romans 15:4. For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. So those spirits that the Lord, that remnant that the Lord has set in these last days, these spirits are going to be able to build up enough patience. You see, because as we're going to dissect this word a little bit, that word patient is an important word, because those individuals are going to have this characteristics, because this characteristics goes into those spirits receiving salvation. All right, the embodiment to be able to receive salvation. So the Lord said, whatsoever thing were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope. You see, so now those spirits with that that word patience on them, they're able to read the history and read the stories to know that the Father requires things to like it says in 2 Ezra 4, the said measures, all right, until those things are fulfilled. The Lord has a time stamp going back to the beginning of time, man, that he knew exactly what time frame each what's the word? I forgot the word for it, but what each script and in this movie, I forgot the term for it, but as it continues to roll, the Lord has each frame properly fit, if you will. So we look at the scriptures; these things are written for our learning and our hope, so that we may have patience. So you see, because we're a spiritual training, as we always bring out. And the Lord is going to have these things intensify as we're in the year of the turn up. When you go to Revelations 3:10, it says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly, hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. You see, don't let no one take this kingdom away from you. The mindset that comes behind it, and the faith that comes behind it as well. Because there is an hour of temptation that's going to shadow the world. The Lord is putting this on the entire globe. All right. And what this is a proven process. OK, because those elect men are going to be able to stand the heat that is brought. Because when you take gold and you put it in the furnace doesn't hurt the gold. Actually, the furnace takes out impurities out of the gold. It purifies the gold. It cleanses it. You see, so the Lord has to prove these spirits that are set up to rule and set up to judge, okay, the world, okay, in the near future. So this word patience, you know, the Lord said, I will keep thee. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. So in order for us to actually endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahawashi HaMashiach, we have to what? Keep this patience. We have to keep this patience, which is the embodiment of the word and the testimony of Yahweh Yahawashi. All right. So you go into this word patience. This is Revelations 13 and 10. We can go into the one in this one. It says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. So the true ones, all right, the true ones that are friends of Yahweh, Yahawashi, they are patiently waiting because they're being built up through the word. All right, being built up through the things that this word of patience goes into. And we're about to go into that now. It says, here's the patience and the faith of the saints. All right, let's go into this word patience. All right. It says,
Strong's G 5281. Upamane. Upamane.
Hipomone. Okay. It says steadfastness, consistency, endurance. All right. The ones with the patient spirits in this time were the ones that were consistent. All right. That were consistent. Never missed a beat. We're always in sync with the vibration of Yahweh BAHASHAM Yahawashi. They were consistent. A little leaven up the whole lump. The moment that you let air into, the moment you don't properly replenish or fine tune that gold, you allow pore. What they do is the gold would develop pores into it. Now gold can't tarnish. The only way gold can tarnish is if oxygen gets into it. All right. If there's not enough consistency where it didn't have a hole inside of it where air can get into it to tarnish it. And that's kind of what happened to Israel. Israel allowed another oxygen, which is another doctrine, another breath from the world enter into us. You see, and our goal was tarnished, like it says in Lamentations 4. So the Lord is looking for spirits in this time, a remnant, and that remnant are gonna have a consistent spirit. Okay, meek, humble, contrite, sincere, right? And that consistency from constantly being fed and constantly feeding, right? Now it's going to be able to keep them in the test of time. Isaiah 33 and 6, you know, wisdom of Solomon 9 and 18, right? The wisdom that's going to be able to keep them to be able to what? Endure, like it says here, endurance. All right. It says in the New Testament, the characteristic of a man who is not certain, let me see, purpose and his loyalty to faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings. Yeah, man. It says a man who is not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to faith. Okay, that's a man of patience. A man that's not what? Swerved. Okay, easily knocked off his axis, easily knocked off his foundation. Right? The greatest martial artists in the world, they have the greatest patience. The greatest billionaires in the world, or the greatest, the people with the most of anything in the world, they have the most patience. All right, LeBron James. Okay, he's been. I'm giving a carnal example, but he's probably like one of the greatest athletes that covers a multitude of sports. You know, and you look at his body structure, it's all about a will of Yahweh Shah, but when you look at his body structure, his workouts, and etc., he was consistent from the beginning until now, which is why he's able to still run, jump, and do the things he's doing at a high frequency at his age, you know, especially in the sport that he plays. So why? Because he was patient. He knew that, like, if you work out, you know that if you extend properly, okay, and you do the things properly, you have the best, the best workout diet and regimen, then you're going to get the proper results. You're going to get more strength, and your strength will last over a period of time versus if I just do burnouts all the time. If I'm doing 50 push-ups correctly, extended, slow, boom, boom, or am I doing them real quick where I don't have a proper extension, you know, and so forth. You get the point. So patience, you have to be consistent, all right, which now you're able to endure the heat that is put upon you. It says sustaining perseverance, all right, going down. Now it says right here, all right, it says going down to James. So it's given it says steadfastness, consistent endurance, and then it gives an example of endurance, right? Going to that word endurance goes into sustentia, all right, and it also goes into sophrenia, which we're gonna get that. I think I had that pulled up. Let me see. All right, Salaki, we can get it right here. All right, let's see what it say. Right, because this is from the word endurance that comes from the word patience. All right, it's yeah, come on, let's click that right there. Sufferance. All right, it says endurance, right? All synonymous with each other, especially patiently. It said especially, you see, especially. Let's go back. It says, so I can go back. All right, so again, this is Latin, the sufferentia, which goes into that word sufferance. All right, which goes into enduring, tolerations. You see, patient, right? You see that right there, patient. So that's what James 5:11 is going to. And if we click that, this is the verse, James 5:11. Behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard of the patience of Job and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and tender mercy. So what patience does is it brings a reward. And that reward, once the trial and tribulation, or the trial is over, okay, then comes what at the end? If you endure, you find out that the Lord is pitiful and He has tender mercy, and you find out that when you wait until the end, you get 100-fold, man. You see, Revelations 3:12, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my power, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my power and the name of the city of my power, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of the Shemayim from YAHWAH, and I will write upon him my new name. So you're going to be able to get a new identity, okay? And the Lord is making you a pillar. A pillar holds things up, okay? A pillar is an important piece to the building, okay? And to the monument, all right? So the Lord will make you a pillar. You're going to get a great reward. You saying? So Lord willing, we are part of that. So that's the tender mercy and the tender mercy and showing that the Lord is very pitiful. Okay, so now you'll be able to be joyful. So when you go to this root word of this word again,
Strong's G 5281. Upamane. Upamane.
Upamane. Let's go to the root word. All right, so it breaks down right into
Strong's G 5278. Upamano. Upamano.
Hupone breaks down to hupomano. Hupomano. All right, hupomano, which is that's a compound word. You got hupo and you got mano, as you can see at the top at the root word. And it said, but put together it means to remain, to tarry behind. It says to preserve under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's faith in Yahawah HaMashiach. You see that? To preserve under misfortunes. And I did have that word misfortune brought up. Bear with me. I got that word pulled up, misfortune. I thought I did. Salaki. I know. Let's do it again. It was good. All right, so that word misfortune, it says bad luck, right?
Misfortune.
It says obviously we know we don't believe in that, but it says an unfortunate condition or event. So misfortune, an unfortunate condition or event. So it says to preserve under misfortunes. So when you continue to break this word patient down, the Lord will preserve us, all right, when unfortunate conditions and events pop up. Okay, you don't know if your brothers don't know their lots at the max yet. So some brothers, we don't know if we're gonna have to participate in being a martyr, being beheaded. We don't know if martial law are gonna try to bust in our house, and we don't know. Brothers don't know exactly where we're gonna be at in that time. All right, at the moment, or the Lord will reveal that to us. But the point is that the Lord is what? Going to preserve. It says to persevere. Okay, the Lord is going to preserve our into certain spirits so that they can persevere under what? Under misfortunes and trials, to hold fast to one's faith in Yahawah HaMashiach. You see, it says because as we're going to continue to dissect this, it's going to say to the along the lines. Matter of fact, I think it's one of the root words actually. Let's go to Hupo.
Strong's G 5259. Hupa.
Going into what? Being under subjection. Being under subjection unto YAHWASHI. You see? We must suffer the things that YAHWASHI suffered, man. The servant is not greater than his master. So if we're subject and we're under subjection unto him, he's our husband, we're his wife. Therefore, we must what? Suffer. Because we're going to get also that this word patient goes into suffering. All right. Suffering what? Suffering the hour of temptation. The thing that's brought upon the world, like we brought out. Suffering the temptations and the things that's about to come upon the whole world to try us. You see? So we're going into this word again, since we're under subjection. Therefore, what? We have to suffer the same things that Hamashiach suffered. The ridicule, the backbiting, the things that that devalue, us, because, it's you're going into this word, it goes into humility. All right, being humble, patience, you're suffering. And for us to go from being kings or princes, okay, being in the state we are in, this is humiliating. This is humbling. The Lord is humbling us, right? And we're being humiliated, all right? We're being humiliated, at the same time. But before we go into that, going into Mino.
Strong's G 3306. Mano.
Oh, Salakia. Because we went into this word, hupo.
Strong's G 5259. Hupa.
Which makes you think of get this real quick. 2 John 1:6. It says, and this is love, that we walk after his commandment. This is the commandment, that as ye have heard from the beginning, ye shall walk in it. So we heard this word from the foundations of the world. We heard this word from the beginning. You see? So, man, why did it start all over? But we heard this word from the very beginning. So going into that word hupo, meaning that what? We've been under subjection from the foundations of the world. We've been in subjection from the very beginning. All right? We've been under subjection. So since that's the case, we have to the Lord is what he's doing is he's put us back in remembrance. Okay? And he's given us clearance, all right, in vision. Where he allowed us to see again, realize. So when by us coming to repentance, coming back to our nationality, we're able to, if the spirits, all right, the ones he's calling and the ones he's going to choose, those spirits is now realizing who they are again. Okay? Which has to take a strong spirit, because as we're coming back into who we are, those spirits knowing certain things that they once knew in the past, realizing that the conditions that we're in, man, that's a heavy spirit, man. Not to go out and take up arms on your own, you know what I'm saying? Waiting on the Lord. That's a heavy spirit. Because that's what's wrong with Jake. Jake don't want to wait on the Lord. They want to get it now. They want to come up some other way. They want to do it on their own. But the Lord told us we're wise when we wait on the Lord. Lord, let the Lord fight our battles. You know, he's the one that's put us in this condition. Well, let him get us out of it. That's a heavy spirit. That's having patience, being one in the Lord, man. You know, so walking in the way as we once had in the beginning. Those spirits are the first fruits, and they're going to only be the ones that can actually endure what's coming. So because why? They're the ones that created the, you know, and took action off the blueprint that the Father gave YAHAWASHI, you know, and those spirits in the beginning. So when you go back, let's go back to the word. I don't know why I keep fading me out, but it's cool. Revelations 13, we went into that word patience. Let's go into the root word. It's a compound word. Hupemano, right? Let's go into mano now. Going to mano, it says
Strong's G 3306. Mano.
It says to remain, right? Abide. You see? Abide. Okay, so abiding in what we first knew from the foundations of the world. Okay, abiding in YAHWASHI, thy word. Okay, sanctify them by thy word is truth. John 17:17. Meaning what? Now we're sanctified, right? Because why? As this fire continues to be put on us, we're being purged. Those old ways, man, that old man is being purged, those impurities. All right, and the Lord is making his complete gold. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, right? Because now, like I said, I quoted Lamentations 4 earlier. The Lord said, "How is the fine gold become dim?" Because, like I quoted again, gold only becomes dim from oxygen getting in it, because nothing can tarnish it but oxygen. You know, as you go into your research. But let's go down to this definition real quick. Let's go down to this, because this is the Mino word. It says to remain, abide in YAHWASHI. It says in reference to time, to continue to be, not to perish, to last, endure. It says to continue to be. To continue to be. Meaning you're abiding in meaning you're going into your integrity. I went into that word the other day. Only the ones with integrity will be saved. You got to check that out, because we found out that integrity goes into a lot, man. It goes into actually being in YAHWASHI. You know, it goes into a lot, man, which also sparked the inspiration for this lesson, which is having patience. Patient, or look into the word, because going into this word, we're continuing to find out right now that means that we're abiding in something, meaning we're abiding in something that was before us. And that thing that was before us was the word of the Lord, YAHWASHI. So if that thing that was before us, which is his word, we found his word, we got the word again, we discovered it again, okay? It's made known unto us. So now we have to continue in it. We have to abide in it. So that now what? Not to perish. We won't perish. And it says now we can last, and we will endure the flame as it intensifies. All right. It says in reference to state or condition of persons to survive, live, to remain as one. Now check this. It says to remain as one. You see? To remain as one, not to become another or different. So we're finding out that being patient, as we dissect this word patient, meaning what? That we didn't become different, meaning we didn't take on another philosophy. We're not easily moved on our axis, like we quoted earlier. We're remaining in YAHWASHI, man. Let's get that. St. John chapter 15. I am the true vine, and my Father is the husbandman. Every branch in me that beareth not fruit, he taketh away. And every branch that beareth fruit, he purgeth it, that it may bring forth more fruit. Now ye are clean through the word which I have spoken unto you. You see that? Because the 2/3, Lord willing, we're not a part of that number. The 2/3 is the spirit is burning their, you know what I'm saying? The word is too much for the spirit. You see? It's too much for them, to the point that they got to take part in the physical fire. See, the elect are not going to take part in the physical fire, man. They're not going to have to take part in that judgment, because they're being purified in the spirit. It says, abide in me and not in you, as the branch cannot bear fruit of itself except it abide in the vine. No more can ye except ye abide in me. You say it says, verse 5 is the point. I am the vine and ye are the branches. He that abide in me and I in him the same bringing forth much fruit. For without me, ye can do nothing. You see? Damn, man, keep doing that. But again, as you saw, it says, without me, ye can do nothing. Is what I wanted in that. And the point I wanted to match with this was, because it said in I, it says to remain as one, not to become another or different. To remain as one. So, again, you see, he cries, say great. But it says, ye can do nothing without me. Okay? For without me, ye can do nothing. So the abiding in one that we're abiding in is YAHAWASHI. It says it right here. If a man abide not in me, he is cast forth as a branch and is withered, and men gather them and cast them into the fire, and they are burned. You see, so we must abide in Yahweh BAHASHAM YAHWASHI, because we can do nothing without them anyways, man. So that word hupmano is a compound word. So when you go into the etymology of patience, all right, it says quality of being willing to bear adversities. Whew. It says calm endurance of misfortune. This is where I had that word of misfortune. Yeah, calm. You see, we went into that word misfortune. It says an unfortunate condition or event. All right, so the Lord is going to be able to give those individuals, those spirits, a reward for going through what? An unfortunate condition or an event, right? Going through slavery, right? Going through the conditions and going through what we go through on a daily basis from society. All right. So we have, it says calm endurance of misfortune. So the word that's important in this context, in this sentence, is calm, because in order to have true patience and be consistent, in order for somebody to have consistency, man, they got to be calm. Like if you making food and you got to whip something up, some batter or something, you have to have a firm consistency so that it can be cooked properly, you know? And you were calm with it, because if the moment you get frustrated, and we have our moments, man, you know, we're in the flesh, but that's mercy, you know? But the moment you have like an outburst, I should say, you know, the moment you mess the consistency up, you disrupt. That's important. You disrupt the flow. So in this truth, we can't disrupt the flow of the Father, man. We can't get in the way. You know, try to come up with some other way, try to do it on our own. We have to let the Father, since he put us in this condition. He said, Deuteronomy 28:68, no man shall redeem thee. No man shall gonna buy us back. No man is gonna, he's not gonna send a Moses in this sense, or somebody that's gonna, no, he's gonna come back himself. Isaiah 47, I will not meet thee as a man. He's gonna come back, 2 Esdras 13, and redeem us this time, man. You see, so we gotta let him do that. Exodus 14:14. But it says calm endurance of misfortune, suffering. It says patience, sufferance, permission, and directly it says the quality of suffering or enduring. So meaning that, let's look at that, what that word quality is real quick. It says the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind. Whew. The standard of something as measured. So quality is the standard. Yo, that meaning like, yo, this is what I expect out of the rest of the flock that's taking suit. This is the standard. This is the standard, you know? So the quality, the standard of something as measured against other things of a similar kind, the degree of excellence of something. So the degree of excellence of something, the Lord is saying the quality of suffering or endurance. So the Lord is requiring what? A high, excellent type of endurance. Only these type of spirits can endure this type of affliction and things that's about to come. Jacob's trouble. Only these type of spirits can endure these things enough for me to give them, you know what I'm saying, this type of spirit in such a realm as this flesh. You know, the Lord told us that in Wisdom of Solomon 3. It says, but the souls of the righteous are in the hand of the Most High, and there should no torment touch them. You see, that's a quality spirit. The first of its kind. The first that set the standard, you know, the first, that's the first fruit. That's what the elect is. In the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. How can they be at peace when they're getting tormented? How can they be at peace when they're faced with death? Because it's like, I'm telling you, it's gonna be like you're in a trance. The Lord is gonna put it on your spirit that your spirit is gonna be on hot, man. Your spirit is gonna be turned up. That's why when Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when they walked into the flame, their spirits were turned up. They didn't feel fire. Fire on fire doesn't. Fire on fire. Fire can't burn fire. Their spirits was turned up to the point that the Lord, it was a mist in there, man. You know, the Lord turned their spirits up, man, to the point that when we reach, you got to realize, when we reach max degree, when we reach a certain degree of our spirit, meaning we're using full capacity of what our spirit is capable of, we're gonna be having spiritual powers. We're gonna be able to manipulate the elements, and that's what YAHWASHI did, and he showed those examples when he was on the earth. Remember, because he came in full authority. He came, in his realm, right? He came in a full wisdom as touching this realm. But, when he comes again, he's going to come in full essence of the Father, because now he has both keys to heaven and hell. So he has a full assurance now. Okay, his portion was fulfilled, right? But again, when he came and he was doing those miracles and different things, he was manipulating the elements. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to have full power. So the Lord, in a sense, he's going to show us an example of that when these things come upon us. Like the 7 children, they was getting head, scalp pulled up and tongue cut out and so forth. Man, they ain't feel that, man. To the unwise and the unlearned, to the people, they look at it as damn, but Lord willing, we're not gonna feel any of this, man. So no torment is gonna touch us, man. It says, in the sight of the unwise, they seem to die, and their departure is taken for misery. And they're going from us to be utter destruction, but they are in peace. For though they be punished in the sight of men, yet is their hope full of immortality. See, everlasting life. Patient. We understand that patience, the finest jury, takes what? Patience. And having been a little chastised, aren't we the jury of the Most High? He's just tuning us up. That's it. Refining us, making us more bright. You are the light of the world. The Lord is just tuning us up, man. And having been a little chastised, they shall be greatly rewarded, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself. You see, these type of jewels ain't nobody else rocking. That's how the Most High is thinking. Don't nobody else got these jewels but him. YAHWASHI. Like, yo, don't nobody got this jewelry I'm rocking. Don't Jake do that in the world. They boast like, yo, nobody got these VVs, whatever they say. Yo, well, the most YAHWASHI is saying the same thing. Nobody got this jewelry that I got on, man. That's how special the elect is to him. It says, for the Most High proved them and found them worthy for himself, as gold in the furnace hath he tried them and received them as a burnt offering. You see? In the time of their visitation, they shall shine and run to and fro like sparks amongst the stubble, having spiritual power, manipulating the elements. You see, because we endured the sufferings, we suffered, all right, the tribulation that's coming upon the world. They should judge the nations and have dominion over the people, and their Lord shall reign forever. They that put their trust in him shall understand the truth. When you trust something, you have faith in it, and you have faith in it. You understand that means you have without a shadow of a doubt that is going to work. But even though no matter what time frame is on it, no matter what obstacle, that it's going to work. You don't care what's in front of it. You don't care what hole you got to come back out of it, bro. You don't care. You have faith. So therefore, you're going to understand the truth, and such as be faithful in love shall abide in him. There goes that word abide again, man. In order to have patience, we must abide in, right? As we went into the Greek, abide. We must remain, okay? We must not be moved, as they said, okay? Going into another, we must abide with him. For grace and mercy is to his saints, and he have cared for his elect. You see, he have cared for his elect. So again, we go into that word here. It says the going back up, calm endurance of misfortune. When we go into that word misfortune, again, it says an unfortunate condition or events. So when you go to what's that, Sirach 2? The Lord said, start at top, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Set thy heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in the time of trouble. Let the purifying process be what it is, man. It says, cleave unto him. The Lord is purifying us so that we can have something to cleave to. All right. And we're cleaving unto him. Cleave unto him and depart not away. You see, you must remain, abide again, that thou mayest be increased at thy last end. You see? So you're going to be increased at that last end, Lord willing, by what? Remaining in him. Once we came to remembrance, okay, the Lord gave us this word and he opened the 7 seals. Now we have understanding, full understanding, receive salvation. So we must remain in him so we can be increased in that last end, receive those spiritual powers. 1 Corinthians 15, be changed in the twinkling of an eye, our body, get them new bodies, man. All right, it says, whosoever is brought upon thee, so like it, whatsoever is brought upon thee, take cheerfully and be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. You see, as we're dissecting this word patient, it's going to be more clear now when you read it, when you read in certain precepts. So it says, be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. Because why? Patience, you're submissive, man. You know, humility. That's a low estate. Humility. A modest or low view of one's own importance. Humbleness. So we must be changed. It says, be patient when thou art changed to a low estate. So the only, that those with that spirit, it takes a heavy spirit. It takes a strong and firm and austere spirit to be able to endure the things that's coming. You see, the world's not going to be able to bear these things. That's why they're not going to be able to turn to the Lord, because they can't. It's going to be so unbearable. They're going to feel like they got to take matters into their own hands. But again, it takes an austere spirit to be able to endure the fire that's coming to the world in the physical realm and still believe that the Lord is going to save them. That's a strong spirit. To be able to walk in that furnace like Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego and still believe the Lord is going to save them. That's a strong spirit, man. And only the elect has that type of spirit. When you go to let's get a couple more. We close out. 2 Peter. What's that? 1, I think. It says, It says 2 Peter 1 and 3, according as his divine power hath given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness. You see, he gave everything unto us that we need for that pertains to life and godliness. We already know what we need to do, how we need to do it, which ways we need to go about it, because he revealed the truth to us through our apostles and our elders of great millstone. All right, start with great men like before them, like such as Abba Bivens, man, Masha, King Masha, High Priest Ariah, High Priest Yaquat, We just kept entering into other men's labors, and the Lord kept, sharpening that sword of understanding, and he gifted it unto our apostles and our elders, starting Apostle Tar on down, and the men with the like mind, man. Right. So the Lord has given us, it says again, according as his divine power have given unto us all things that pertain unto life and godliness, through the knowledge of him that have called us to glory and virtue, whereby are given unto us exceeding great and the precious promises. You see, so we already know the promises, and that gift is waiting for us. 2 Ezra 2:13, it says, the kingdom is already prepared for you. Watch. So we already know the kingdom was prepared. So why not have patience? As we continue to dissect this word even more, why not, knowing that it's prophesied for us to suffer, we'll just suffer through it, man. Be subject to the Father, be in him, remain in him. All these things goes into the word patience. It says that by these ye might be partakers of the divine nature. You see, the divine nature is not affected by the things in the physical realm, man. The physical realm, it can't harm the spiritual realm. It can have some type, I'll take that back. It can have some type of effect on it based off the things that's produced in the physical realm, which is why Israel couldn't access the power of the Father, pray unto him and so forth, because the things in the physical realm affected him. So I say it like that. But what I meant was, like, I'm talking about nothing that happens here. You can't kill a spirit is what I'm talking about. You can't harm a spirit in terms of death or anything like that. You see? Because the things of the divine nature, the things of the Father, is contrary to the things of the physical. It says, having escaped the corruption that is in the world through lust, and beside this, giving all diligence, add to your faith virtue, and to virtue knowledge, and to knowledge temperance, and to temperance patience, and to patience godliness, and to godliness brotherly love, and to brotherly love kindness, charity. You know, so the point is what? By all these things, it brings on what? Patience. And patience turns into what? Godliness. You see? Patience started turning into godliness. And now we can transition into what? Getting those spiritual powers. Let's just get one on that real quick. Isaiah 40 and 29. It says, has thou, so like it's 29. He giveth power to the faint and to them that have no might, and he increaseth strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young man shall utterly fall. But they that wait upon the Lord, see, patience is going to turn us into having that form of godliness, right? People are going to recognize us, and we're going to be able to manipulate the elements right before the people's eyes, man. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. All from us being patient, all from us taking it a little suffering, going through that straight gate, not going through the wide or the broad, or, you know, climbing up some other way, willing to go straight through the only path that makes someone great. The only path that gets you the reward. There's only one way. You can't cheat the way. You know, you go in wrestling, you go boxing, these different sports. They try to cheat their way. They might take steroids or to try to speed the process up. No, man. We can't speed the process up, man. The Lord told us that. Let's go to 2 Timothy real quick. 4:7. It says, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. We must finish the course. We got to finish the course, man. We must be patient. We must, run a whole race, not try to trick the system. Hey, it'll expose you, man. I got exposed a couple times in my sporting days. Football, in terms of like, I look good. I'm real in shape. But nah, I wasn't really drinking water like that, so I would cramp up. I bust a 90-yard touchdown run and fucking cramp up on the 5-yard line and have to, power walk into the end zone because I don't drink enough water, hydrate my body properly. So we got to be fully hydrated in this thing. We got to be fully hydrated so we don't get cramps. We got to be consistent. Consistency goes into, we should have got that word consistency, because that's going to open up a whole, we might do another lesson on that, consistency. All right, Lord willing. But it says, again, 2 Timothy 4:7, I have fought a good fight. I have finished my course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown. You see, because, wow, we kept patience. And by patience, we are able to endure and receive that reward. For me, a crown of righteousness, which YAHAWASHI, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. Woo! So you go into that. So it says all them that love his appearing. I do got that word appearing, I believe. Yep. So you go into appearing. It says
appear.
It says come into sight, become visible or noticeable, typically without visible agent or apparent cause. So it says come into sight, become visible or noticeable. So again, it says, but unto all of them also that love his appearing. So what we're realizing that is because we kept a certain type of patience, because we didn't try to speed the process up, the Lord revealed us unto him. He revealed himself unto us. You see, he revealed himself unto us. And not only did he reveal himself unto us in terms of his word, the proper understanding, all right, the proper elders, being around the right brothers, growing the proper way, because if brothers that's into planting, and seeds and different stuff like that, man, you can't, it take like certain seeds and onions and different things, 120 days to grow. You got different seasons and different time limits that it take for these different fruits and vegetables to grow. That's why it's good to get into tilling the ground and planting, because you appreciate, you know, the suffering that much more. Some like I was watching a video on planting certain type of onions and different stuff. He lived in California, and he made a statement like, yo, certain onions that he had to grow required some type of colder climate so that it can take a more type of suffering so it can grow a certain way. And he was saying that some of those onions that in order to get that same type of effect that he would need being in that other climate, since he's in a hotter climate, he would just take those same onions and he would put it into the refrigerator and he was, you know, keep it in the refrigerator for a certain amount of time to have that cold effect so it can suffer the way he needed to, so that he could take it from that state and then go plant it, you know, so it can be what, you know. So, but that's patience though. You know, gotta let, you know, like, let the sunlight hit it, you know, let the rain hit it. Be patient, not overwater it. So that's how we are out here, man. We're watering the seeds that the Lord has planted, all right, until the righteous elect. And we got to be patient. We got to go into words and study Hebrew, study the Greek, you know, go around brothers, you know, keep partaking the high holy days, which Passover is coming up this upcoming Wednesday, you know, the 16th, or I believe it's Wednesday. I know it's Wednesday, you know. So we got to continue to grow. The Lord, like Apostle Ramos said, hey, if you ain't growing in this thing, man, you're not a man of the Lord, man. You know, you can't be a believer and not grow. It says 2 Timothy 4:8, done babbling. Henceforth there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing. You see, and the ones that love his appearing, you see, going to that word appear, come into sight, become visible, noticeable, are the ones that endured, the ones that kept patience. You see, that was diligent. It says, do thy diligence to come shortly unto me. So we were diligent, you know. Let's close out with this. Hebrews 12. Let's go start at the top. It says, wherefore, seeing we also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses, let us lay aside every weight and the sin which doeth so easily beset us, and let us run with patience the race that is set before us. It said, the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. Right? It's going to come. Just relax. You know? Unless you know, in a word, you know, if you competing for a strong man competition and you started your workout late, so now you got to try to cut corners. See, you see what patience does for you, man. Patience teach you to what? Start on time, properly calculate the time in terms of knowing what you got to do between that time. Patience teach you a lot, man. Patience, you know, suffering is great, man. Suffering gives you true strength, so that when you bend next time you don't break. Instead of next time when you bend, you just bend. You know, you don't crack, you don't fold under pressure. It says Hebrews 12:2, looking into YAHAWASHI, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High Power. Yahweh is his name, man. So we went into the word, you know, patience a little bit, you know, go back and watch it, you know, going into, you know, the etymology, going into the Greek, you know, how the compound, going into the compound and the breakup and the makeup of the word patience and where it comes from, in a sense. Looking deeper into the word, going to that word for sufferentia, which goes into suffering, which goes into enduring, like it said in James 5. You feel me? You know, being subject to, you know, being under subjection to a higher power, you know, remaining in that higher power. So now that we have a divine nature, we're walking in a divine essence, so that now, you know, we feel mist instead of the flame, and we're able to, you know, properly endure what's coming to the world. So Lord willing, is edifying. Until